So many people ask me, what are some of the simple techniques you can do on the fly if you're not feeling well? Maybe you have a chronic illness or something that's going on in the body. How can you open up the energy really quickly? I teach a lot of different, techniques that you can use and how to connect to the body, because your body is an incredible, intelligent life force energy. So I'm going to show you two today. So stay tuned, and we're going to go through two. But remember, your body is more intelligent than you actually think, and surrendering to the universal energies and to your body and what it can do will actually transform a lot of issues that go on in the body. I know I was my own test subject when many experts told me it wasn't possible, and born with a lot of things at birth, and then did relieve them. So I'm Tracy A. If you haven't found me, you can find more about me below and come and join me in the Miraculous Academy or Patreon, where I teach you different things that you can connect to your body that you can do on the fly that aren't difficult. They can seem difficult because you've been programmed, we say, in this sort of blue pill society, but when you've been red pilled, which for me was over 20 years ago, it's interesting listening to people talk now. I'm like, yeah, we've talked about that for 20 years, but you know what? People are waking up, and that's what is important. So what are the two things that you can actually do? Oh, and don't forget, click the like, subscribe, and share. It helps our channel grow. And comment below. It really helps. Yes, algorithms are big, but if you want me to continue to show up, it really does help. Okay. So these are actually two things that were shown to me by my mentor, who I credit her for it, but it's also was reiterated to me when I spent a lot of time over in Asia and, with the Qigong masters. And a lot of times people just kind of look at Qigong and they go, that's a little bit crazy. So these are not something I channeled. I do share a lot of information that I channeled, but this is totally, you got to give it credit where credit is due, and that is where they came from. But I do like them for many different reasons. So one of the things that I always do recommend that you do before you start to move in energy is open up your hands. This is a basic 101. Why? Because the energy flows, and the points in your fingers. Your hands are an extension of your heart, right? So the heart drive, your heart drive is running all of this information in your body. And that's where, the change comes from. People think it's only your thoughts. Your thoughts are important for sure, but your heart is connected to everything in your body. Your body is your vessel while you're here. And, people have a hard time grasping that. They're like, oh, just think. No, your body is telling you what's going on. So if you get an illness or a disease, or you have a pain going on in the body, or, it's because you've ignored something that needs to be changed. Typically, so you've got your physical, your emotional, your spiritual, your psychological, you have your soul, like all of this energy. So once you start to understand how the system works, then you can start to understand that you are in charge. And unfortunately, when you have something physical going on in the system, you've been ignoring it for too long. So it could be a financial problem, a love problem, a relationship problem, a career problem, which the body is telling you what is going on. There's a reason they don't teach you this in school, right? You become empowered and you'll be able to shift your life fairly quickly. So what are the two things that you could do right away? Two of my favorite. Now, one of the things I always say is when you do work, you should always be smiling, because when you smile, right, what happens? You bring a lot of joy. People are, feel that heaviness, right? When you smile, you actually will start to invoke that beautiful light energy. Now, I like to say the God of your understanding, but I always bring in and I invoke the Christ consciousness light within me. I invoke the Christ consciousness light within me. Just repeat that. I invoke the Christ consciousness light within me. It always brings a bigger bearing of light. Now, so it'll just, even if you're walking down, it expands that light energy out, whether you can see it or not, you can feel it. And when you smile, it's going to change, right? So smile, it will change. So one of the things, the first one I like is this pressure point that's here, and actually to rub it. Now, not if you're pregnant, okay. Please don't do it if you're pregnant. But for everybody else, you rub in here. And this one actually, because of the way it's connected, opens up the energy, right, going into your heart. I like to do both. It also relieves, it opens up lymphatic system, and energetically, when I've channeled a lot, so this is just what I've channeled. You can go check out what the Qigong masters say, but that's where I learned about the point, right, was from my mentor who taught Qigong. And And she also taught me, about the smile for sure. But I like smiling because it's fun. It changes people's world, right? I'm happy. I used to be this person. We want to be this person. So rubbing here as much as you can, it starts to open up lymphatic system, and you can start to open up the energy in the body quite nicely to also release some inflammation. So Spirit's like, don't forget there's inflammation. So sometimes Spirit, when I'm working, will give me other things that it can do. So it's not, we don't just textbook. We're like, Spirit, what else do you have? Because I don't think we really know everything going on. So we're still learning, right? But if you just picture that energy, that beautiful light energy, just coming down and really beautiful through your central nervous system. So feel the central nervous system lighting up, and go, there's a power point behind your belly button. And I know when I was over in Asia a lot, they would always say, how's your belly button? It was kind of cute. They were so sweet. I had wonderful experiences. And, it really is, because it is a power source, right? So you want to make sure I think their thing, if I'm correct, you can comment below if I have it wrong, but it's a Seepage place. You want to keep it nice and covered. But you just bring that beautiful light energy and just expand it all the way down the nervous system. And I like to throw the light energy behind the belly button and just keep it nice and expansive. And when you actually tune in there, you can feel the body release and let go, release and let go. So it's a really simple tool that when I learned it, it was really life-changing, because I was traveling a lot. I was in the corporate world. I was doing a lot of speaking, a lot of big seminars, and you're tired and you're not eating properly, and so that was a long time ago. I was still repairing my body. So and you just go back and forth, but again, please don't press on that. You can feel that and feel the energy going into your body, and I just rub it. And I just command that energy to move. I just command it to move wherever it needs to go in the body. And if you have an ache or a pain, sometimes what I'll do is I'll just I command that energy to go into that ache and pain. I just connect. I remove my mental space. I connect to the God of my understanding, the universal energy. And I just ask the intelligence of the universal energy in my soul to take over the body, and to just, go into releasing that pain and letting it go. It's amazing how much it works. Now, the other one that I learned when I was flying a lot back and forth, because I would kind of get nauseous and all the air, and, it wasn't that great, is, so this one's funny, so apologize, I'm not really giving you the finger, but you use your middle finger, always your middle finger. And again, because if you understand anything about energy, when I'm always teaching and how you move your energy, right? These are old wisdoms that were brought into the body through these different modalities, and then they've been growing and changing and shifting. Your hands are your power source, guys. They are your power source, because they are the connection to the heart. So you take this one and you rub in this point right here, and you rub back and forth. And it's amazing. It settles down stomach, settles down brain, and also removes nauseousness. So I was looking for something new, and my mentor told me this, but so did when I was overseas. So that point, I'm like, oh, I just learned it. And so I'd sit on the plane like, oh, okay, it's late. Well, if it's how you're traveling for 24 hours to get somewhere, so you can everybody's sleeping. But it's a good one. It's a great one for children as well, because they can start to release and let a lot of information out of their body. And it will also settle things down, because it's really important to learn to settle down the central nervous system. It's great that a lot of people will want to know what's happening, like I say, in the world, and you do need to know what's happening. However, don't go down the rabbit holes too much. It's just like going down mainstream media, where you can kind of get derailed, and your system can sort of feel out of balance, out of whack. It can start to feel tired or more angry, because we're going to see more of that unfold in the planet. But the key is to work on yourself. The key is to get your body nice and strong. And it's also, the more you learn how to shift your energy and what your body is telling you, you will actually be able to do things like you will start to de-age. I look a lot younger now than I did when I started my work over 20 years ago. You will start to feel happier. You will see things unfold in your life with more ease and grace. So taking you, and that's what I teach you, you can see it below, taking you from the authoritative system that you grew up in your family programming, and moving you to the universal energy, the God of your understanding, so you are in charge of your life. Like, we're all equals, we're just learning and moving through, so you become empowered, you become, you know, the master of you. There's no one the master of you. It's just you. You are the master of you. You are the creator of you. And so when you do this work, you want to keep doing it. You can't do it one time. It's a way of life. But I will tell you, it will change your life. It will change your life. And then having community. And that's why I created community. I did. And people ask because we want you to be supported, and there's so many amazing souls to be supported. But it also can be a trigger for a lot of people. A lot of people don't like happy people. I've had people say that to me, I don't want to work with you, you're too happy. I'm like, okay, go be miserable. It's very interesting, you know, after you've worked with people all over the world, there's things where people love their stories, they love their drama, and as much as they say they want to get out of it, a lot of times they just don't. It's who they are. It's their identity. And that's okay. You got to love them and let them go. And the hardest is when there are people close to you, right? But you got to love them and let them go because they want to sit in their drama. And it becomes choice. But when you learn to work with the universe can start to heal, repair, restore, regenerate. You can create different opportunities, and your finances will change, and your love will change, and everything will start to shift. But it is a way of life. So start using some of these points. Comment below. Let me know how you found them, but do them for at least 30 days and then do them regularly. After 30 days, when I'm teaching different exercises you can use on the fly, because I really like to teach things you can do when you're outside in the world, because we're in the world. You can't just go, oh, let me stop in a board meeting and I'm going to meditate for a minute and give you the answer. You got to understand, you know, how to read that, how you can shift the room to change the dynamics for what you require, you know, or you can't just, I love cards and I do read them with the read it now, so as you see below, but you know, I'm not going to stop there and go, oh, just a minute, I'm in a board meeting, can I just pull out my cards? Like, you can't do that either, right? So now they're all fun, they're all good, they're all great. I'm not saying no to them, and I'm not saying I don't enjoy them myself, but what I am saying is the more you learn to connect to the intelligence of the universe and your body, then the more you can shift things quickly on the fly. So I've done it. You can sit in meetings. I could teach you how to align things, move things, so you understand what's going on well ahead of time. So, all right. I hope you liked the video. Like, share, subscribe, please. It always helps us. Comment below and try the 2 techniques. If you want to learn more and you're really ready to come into, you know, the Universal School Academy, come join me in the Miraculous Academy, where I'm with you 7 days a week. Or come join me on Telegram or Patreon if you want just a little bit every week. And we always have lots of things to help you grow and shift. All right, much love, and I'll see you again on the next video.